Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 4-piece artifact sets in the game, and more so than just listing these artifact sets and saying why they're good, I really want to just make you guys believers. If you don't have a healthy amount of respect for any of these sets, I want you to hopefully have that when you walk away from today's YouTube video. So we're not going to talk about 2 sets today because I think that most of you already know what the good ones are. If you want to see a follow-up episode, I'm happy to do that, but you know, speed, accuracy, perception, immunity, or excuse me, immortal, and cruel are really amazing 2-set pieces, but really, you know, there's a lot of them, and 2 sets are very basic. Crit rate, another one, is really good, but you know, they're very basic. They are basic sets for the most part, right? Even like, you know, divine speed and those sets are really great as well. But I do want to give a couple honorable mentions before we get into the top 5, and then what I want to do is throw a team together, 5 champions, each wearing one of these artifact sets, right? Each of the 5, and then put no healing on the team whatsoever aside from, well, maybe one of the artifact sets, and then just see how they do in Dragon's Lair. So that's going to be fun. We're going to do that in just a minute here in the video. But a quick honorable mention times 2. I'm a big fan of Immunity Set, which just barely didn't make my top 5. Not because it's not one of my personal favorite sets. I use it on one of my arena teams, especially with Tag Team Arena. It's good to start farming immunity gear in Fire Knight, but I just think overall utility, Immunity's Arena, right? And overall utility, I had to put one of the other sets above it, but really, if your end game, Immunity is definitely going to be in your top 3 sets, okay? And then the other kind of caveat here is I do think that Swift Parry is a really good artifact set. However, the problem with Swift Parry is, again, it is a little bit arena dependent. It's actually a really solid set, don't get me wrong, and it's flashy, it's new, it's shiny, right? But at the end of the day, we're looking at 18 speed as opposed to 24 speed if we have the double speed set, plus we can get the Lure of Steel bonus on the 2 speed sets versus the 18% speed with Swift Parry. So, you know, in the arena, it is, when you want a champion to be going really fast, it is usually all about speed. However, you can put one of your nukers in a Swift Parry set and you'd be looking great too, because those champions don't always have to go first. So I think that Swift Parry is an amazing artifact set. Again, right there on the cusp, but I did choose the other 5 above it. Let me know if you disagree in the comments below. I know you guys will either way. So let's go ahead and talk about the 5 sets and then talk about which sort of champions I chose to put in these sets for today's video. So in no particular order, I will give actually my number 1 set in the game personally. I will give it, alright, I'm going to say the number 1 is going to be, I was going to give it to Relentless, I'm going to give it to Shield. I think that you guys know, unabashedly, in terms of 4-piece sets in the game, I am such a big believer in the Shield set. You throw it on one of your champions, ideally with high HP, or has a heal that is based on HP. So high HP like a Mountain King character, or a Crypt Lord character, or a Harvest Jack type character. Put him on one of those, and you're going to be looking great. Heck, even if you don't have those champions, a champion that you have that's around 20k HP is a great candidate for a Shield set. Now, on top of that, you want to be looking out for characters who do a heal based on their own HP, okay? Because you're going to get added utility. You're going to want to build this character with a bunch of HP. All your accessories, your ring, your amulet, your banner should probably be HP on these champions. Heck, sometimes even your gauntlet should be HP percentage. Obviously, your chest as well. And champions who do damage based on HP. Again, Mountain King or Miscreated Monster, Mortu Macabre are some examples of those champions as well. There's tons of them out there. When you see a champion that has a bunch of abilities based on HP, with a high HP, and heck, even damage based on HP, you should automatically think Shield set. Why is Shield set so good? It's going to help you just immensely in your progression in this game. It really will, guys. Having a Shield set on every single one of your teams, including Arena, is just going to help you tremendously from campaign to Arena. I guess Clan Boss is the only area where it's kind of diminished returns because it does only last 3 rounds. But every dungeon in the game, it's going to reset every single one of those rounds. You're going to have a fresh Shield set on your characters. Definitely going to help you out, especially as the content gets more difficult, such as Faction Wars, Doom Tower, etc. Today we're going to see Mountain King, I think the highest HP in the entire game, sporting a Shield set. Next up is going to be Relentless. Dude, Relentless is so strong. I did not have a healthy respect for Relentless until I tried it out on Dracomorph. I used it on Vrask for a long time. So, I'm talking about Drask, talking about Dracomorph. Who's good in a Relentless set? Ideally, someone who does a lot of damage or a lot of utility on their A1, or a champion that has a couple skills on low cooldowns, right? Because think about it, an extra turn is not only proccing an immediate extra turn for that champion, but it's also, by nature, decreasing the cooldown of all their other skills. So champions with low cooldowns, talking 2, 3, maybe even 4 turn cooldowns with a strong A1 are great candidates, or champions like Vrask, who does a heal every single time he touches an enemy. So the more he goes, the better for your team. Relentless set is insane. 18% chance to get an extra turn doesn't sound like much. It's almost 1 out of every 5 turns. But man, it is just tremendous. Again, think about it as not just the extra turn, not just the extra damage, but also decreasing the cooldown of all of the other skills by 1. So it's really sweet. I mean, think about combat tactics. Granted, it's all allies from Painkeeper, but you're essentially getting that built into one of your champions, consistently reducing the cooldown and taking an extra turn. It's an amazing set. Relentless is so strong. I have my Dracomorph on my clan boss team in a Relentless set, and man, he is nasty. So many extra turns on Dracomorph here in the Relentless. Relentless gear is so difficult to come by. You can only get it in tournaments and events. So I would just suggest this to you guys. Next time, which is almost every day, you see a Relentless kind of set or a tournament going on, think wisely, right? You don't have to win every single tournament. You just have to win one tournament or come in top 3 on one tournament. So think about a tournament that you have a team that is pretty fast, save your energy for that one tournament, and maybe even wait a day or so into the tournament to see if anybody's going like full try-hard mode, because you don't want to compete against another, person using all of their energy just to get that Relentless gear. You want to make sure that no one else is really going for it, and then you go for it. And that's how I've kind of lucked into a lot of my Relentless gear. I just waited a day or two on some of these tournaments, and I'm like, all right, well, no one's going for it. I'm going to go for it, and I save my energy for that. So a suggestion for you guys on Relentless gear, although it is the most difficult gear that we're going to talk about today to get. So moving on here, we're going to be a little bit faster on these next 3, I promise. Stun is amazing. You put it on a champion that does a lot of AoE attacks. Not only are they going to help you out by stunning the enemies, the best CC ability in the game, stun, they lose their entire turn essentially. But on top of that, they are going to be they're not going to be taking a turn, the enemies, by virtue of them being stunned, which is also going to help out your time and your survivability. You're going to be able to clear dungeons faster, keep your allies alive. It lets you get further with squishier champions because they're not going to be attacking you, right? So everything's going to go faster. They're not going to get a turn, and you're able to keep your champions alive. Stun is incredibly good. You put it on a champion like Bellower, who has 3 AoEs in his kit. The more AoEs, the better. So we're going to go ahead and spotlight Bellower in today's video in a stun set. Dracomorph, of course, in the Relentless. I could run Rask, but we are going against dragons, so we want the affinity matchup there. Next one is going to be... Any guesses on the last 2 here, guys? Well, one of them is going to be Lifesteal, man. Lifesteal is a set that I don't use a ton anymore in this game, but in the early to mid game, it is the best 4-piece set in the game, bar none, right? It allows you to not have to have a healer in Clan Boss or a strong healer in Clan Boss. It allows you to not have to have a healer in dungeons, right? Your champions will be healing themselves up. It's going to help you with progression. It's going to help you everywhere in the game. You guys know about Lifesteal. Heals by 30% of the damage dealt. It's pretty straightforward, and it's an incredibly good set to have. Definitely belongs in the top 5. It was between Lifesteal for me and Immunity for me, and again, I did end up going with Lifesteal because I really just think that Lifesteal is more utility overall compared to, again, the niche usage of Immunity in kind of the end game. And then the last set we're going to talk about, guys, is Savage. Savage is so good. If you like damage on your nukers, you're gonna love yourself a Savage set. Whether it's in dungeons or the arena, Savage gear does a tremendous amount of damage. Having Savage gear is better than having 2 crit damage, 2 sets on your champion. So instead of 40% extra crit damage, go with the ignore 25% of enemy defense. It's an incredibly strong ability. If you can put a Cruel Set on top of it if you want to. You can pair it with Helm Smasher Mastery if you want to as well, or not Giant Slayer, my bad. Helm Smasher, and then have a 50% chance to ignore another 25% of the target's defense. So ignoring defense is so incredible in this game, guys. It does just so much damage. So again, you want to get to the point, especially in arena, but also in dungeons, that you're putting your nukers in Savage gear. And guys, guess what? Savage gear and immunity gear, which we mentioned as well. What else? A shield gear all drops in Fire Knight. Having a great Fire Knight team is going to be something that a lot of you guys should be focused on into the end game, the mid game, and the end game of Raid Shadow Legends, because Fire Knight is where I spend probably personally 75%. Well, take away Spider's silver farming, which is probably where I spend the majority of my time. Aside from Spider, I spend 75% of my dungeon farming in Fire Knight, okay, for Savage, Immunity, and Shield sets. Anyway, guys, those are the champions. We talked about Lifesteal. The perfect type of champion to put in Lifesteal is a champion that has higher defense or damage based on defense. I'm talking about champions or ally protect champions. Two great ally protect champions who do damage based on defense. Skull Crusher and also we don't make edits in these videos. Help me, Sandlash Survivor. There we go. So Sandlash Survivor and Skull Crusher are great champions to consider. If they have high defense anyway, it's going to mean that, hey, more HP is going to keep them alive longer because they're still going to get 30% of the HP, but they have high defense. It's a great sustainability mechanism for your high defense champions on your team. So Skull Crusher, Sandlash Survivor are great options, but really you can put it on anybody because high damage dealers, they're still going to be healing themselves up quite a bit because they're going to be putting out a ton of damage, sometimes enough on AoE attacks to heal themselves right back up, right? So, and we talked about Savage gear, you know, your Seers, your Skull Crowns, your big damage dealing champions, heck, even kind of your Elaines if you're in the mid game and you want to put it on your Elaine nuker, go for it because it's going to be doing a lot more damage. Okay, let's go ahead and take things into the dungeon here, guys. Gonna go for Dragon's Lair and check it out, right? So we have Seer as our nuker. She's in the Savage set. I can't show you the set right here, so whatever. Savage set. We have Mountain King in the Shield set. We have Dracomorph in the Relentless set. We have Bellower in the Stun set. And we have Skull Crusher in the Lifesteal. So with the Ally Protect. No heals on this team, so let's see if we can get through this dungeon. And you're going to see, hopefully, all 5 of these sets shine. Whoa! What happened there? That was the power of Seer and Savage gear, ladies and gentlemen. That was Seer one-shotting everybody in a Savage set, and the Seer, uniquely actually synergizes well with Mountain King, because Mountain King with the shield set, or with a shield set champion, whether it's Mountain King, whether it's Mausoleum Mage, whether it's whoever, is going to help you out. We're landing stuns right now, guys. Seer, again, nukes that second wave, getting rid of all of our buffs, but again, we're back to a fresh 3-round shield already here, thanks to Mountain King in that shield set with over 100,000 hit points. He has a 31k base HP. And again, we have Ally Protect on all of our allies from Skull Crusher here, keeping everybody alive, and he's nice and healthy because he has the Lifesteal gear on, so he's going to stay incredibly healthy the entire duration of the battle, just about keeping everybody else alive. So we saw the stuns, especially on the second round, thanks to Bellower as well. Let's see if we can keep Dracomorph alive. Has he even gotten a chance to go twice yet, guys? I don't know, but we'll see. I think everybody's going to stay alive in this battle, right? And you can see Seer actually removes all the buffs there. But yeah, Poison Jaws. I haven't seen a Relentless proc. Have you guys? Have you guys seen a Relentless? There's, just one turn there. Let's see. He has one more shot, maybe. Nah, he dies through poison, the dragon, that is. And there we go, guys. So that is the power of all these sets combined into one team, one battle. I do want to show you a quick tag team battle arena as well, because I use a few of these sets on different teams in my tag team. So let's go ahead and take a trip over there. So tag team. Let's go against, things are pretty tricky over here, but let's go against a random team here. Actually, this is an easier team, so perfect, right? We won't lose. So what I'm looking for first is I have one team, this team right at the top here, right? Everybody besides Arbiter on this team is in immunity gear. So that means I can face Torments or Hegemons with this team and not be worried about it. So we'll go there. And then I have this defense team, which I have a shield set on the Mountain King. So this would pair up very well against, let's go like this, guys. This is a perfect kind of combination here. Against this first team, I'm going to be able to withstand their first blows. It's going to be a long battle, but they're not going to be able to do anything to me because I have the shield set. I have the double shield set. I have a shield from Mountain King, of course, and a shield from Krisk. On the second team here, no special sets, but we'll win the speed battle because they're running Duchess in lead, and hopefully be able to kill them all one at a time. And then the third team, immunity from Hegemon, so we should be fine there too. Let's see what we can make happen here. First battle might take a while. I can put it on auto, actually. And again, the beauty of this team, you can see the double shield right now, right? Check it out. All my champions, we have double shield. Shields do stack. Keep that in mind, right? And again, their team gets to go 3-4 times. They even have a debuffer and Madame Ceres on their team, but they're not going to be able to kill me, and eventually they're going to outcycle all their good abilities, and then it's just going to be my team left standing. Even if I lose Valkyrie here, not the end of the world. We'll pick her right back up with Siphi, and again, this is all made possible thanks to that shield set. So Mountain King hits hard. He's like really my only damage dealer. I guess a little bit of damage from Valkyrie as well on this team, but I like that they're targeting Arbiter here because we want to make sure we kill Arbiter first. She should die maybe on the next attack. Let's see. They're going hard after Mountain King, but no big deal. Mountain King's great right now in the meta too, because although he does not kill Rotos, Rotos have a real issue of killing. I was gonna say he has a real issue with killing him, but then we saw him die. It's still okay though, because we will res him right back up with Siphi on the next turn, and here he goes, and we're right back in the fight. Like I said, this team specifically, all these battles take forever for the most part. I could take it off auto, and I think I may here if we don't kill Arbiter. I think I'm going to. Mountain King's up. Ah! See, we could have killed Arbiter right there, and that would have been game, but we didn't, so that sucked. So let's go ahead. This is just a counterattack here. Let's go ahead. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. And in 1 second here, we will be able to counterattack. Okay, so she might die here. Nope. Does not die on the counterattack. And, okay, I'm going to take it off auto now. Ah! I missed. No, I didn't miss it. That was just a counterattack. All right, as soon as we kill Arbiter, we'll be good here, guys. All right, he's almost up, and he dies. And as a block revive. Friggin' A, dude. If I had just had it a little bit sooner, I still think we're going to win this one, though. It's just a matter of me being an idiot here, especially on a YouTube video. Don't go auto, Ash. Don't go auto, man. But look, it looks like I might be able to revive Valkyrie in one turn. And way to spotlight the shield set, right, Ash? For 3 turns of this 100-turn battle. The thing is, with this team, though, it's just, you're never out of it, right? Because we're just going to revive Valkyrie. She's going to have a full turn meter. I don't know if she has she still doesn't have it up, but we will be able to finally kill Arbiter. And now we can kind of get into things here. I'm going to use the A1 because there's no buffs on my team right now. Decrease speed on the enemy team. Krisk is close to death here, but it doesn't really matter. He has his A2 up. We're going to be able to go ahead and take advantage of that. Guess I'll just go after Valkyrie here. We're nice and healthy. We almost kill her there as well. And again, 3 minutes. Not too bad. A2 is going to kill, I think, Valkyrie. We do. And now we're right back in the fight here. It's kind of ironic, though, how I'm just like, yeah, Mountain King is really difficult. But, yeah, you know. And then it kills Mountain King, like, at the very moment that I'm saying that. So finally be able to kill the rest of the team here, and now we go on to the second team. Wow, that took forever. Talk about making this video from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. This second team here doesn't use any of the artifact sets, but it's still a really, really solid team here. So I'm actually going to go after Richard because I don't want unkillables. Then we'll take down Duchess. And this is the power of Kutraxa and Brachus on the same team. Needless to say, very powerful. Gonna go ahead and turn meter there, Seal of Magic there, and then the beautiful thing about Kymar, it's almost like cheating this team, right? Because Kymar, he has the Seal of Magic, which we use as a second ability, which is gonna totally refresh the OP abilities of Brachus and of Kutraxa. So this team, again, Arbiter is lock cooldown skills from a Hegemon, but immunity for the rest of the team, and the battle is over. That's the power of immunity. That first battle was incredibly sloppy. I apologize, guys, but you guys get the gist, right? The team's going to be pretty much dead here. Now he can just auto out on this Skull Crown. So guys, what do you think? Are these your favorite artifact sets as well? Let me know if there's one that you don't think I gave enough love to. Again, there are sets like Frenzy that I actually use on a couple champions, so you can find niche uses for a lot of these 4-set pieces or 4-piece sets. There we go. Let me know what your favorite that I didn't mention is in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.